Welcome to this edition of Creative Communication. In today's podcast, we will answer the question, what is new about new media? I am your host, Audrey, and today we will be talking with Daniel, John, and Corene in order to understand what new media is. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. How many times a day do you hear these words? Maybe a better question is, how often do you find yourself engaging with one of these media outlets? New media is quickly evolving and rapidly shaping our society. So what's new about new media? In order to answer that question, we must first learn what new media is. Our first guest, John, is with us to help us with that today.
Hi, my name is John, and I would like to tell you the basics of new media. New media refers to all multimedia systems associated with the convergence of text, sound, and image mediums which are evolving and moving towards mass adoption. New media is a growing trend among education, business, and politics.
John, what are some characteristics of new media?
The growth of new media is based upon its convergence as media, information, and telecommunication services converge. For example, Charter offers a bundle form which consists of cable, telephone, and internet services. New media has shifted from one-way communication to a more interactive communication. Technologies currently in development are the internet, e-commerce, interactive games, television, and video on demand. New media copes with audience demands and also leads to the transformation of audience itself in response to new media technologies. Over time, new media undergoes evolution and multiplication of personally owned media such as multiple televisions, telephone, computers, etc.
As we all know, computers are used by most of us on a daily basis. How does the internet come into play when talking about new media?
You know, Audrey, that's a great point. Internet led to the development of various media outlets such as YouTube, Amazon, Facebook, etc. Over the years, Internet Explorer found its new rival Mozilla Firefox. Firefox can run on Mac, Windows, and Linux operating systems. Firefox secured 25% of web usage as of November 2009, becoming the second most popular web browser in terms of current use worldwide after Microsoft Internet Explorer. Firefox's development over the years showed that how it evolved to make its web browser more interactive for coping with the evolving technology and audience demands.
That's all great information, John, and so applicable to today. Over the next few minutes, we'll look at how Facebook and YouTube are a result of new media. New media is also now being viewed as an educational tool. To help us understand the use of new media better, Daniel Crump will share his insights on education and new media.
Thanks, Audrey. You're absolutely right that new media content has made it into the classroom. But what kind of content are we talking about? Well, new media content is constantly changing. Videos are uploaded to YouTube at a rate of 20 hours of video per minute. Facebook sees 45 million status updates daily and 2 billion photo uploads a month. It's no wonder that defining new media by its content is nearly impossible. Consumers of new media content are oftentimes the very people that create it. Video uploads to YouTube can be from average people or the work of major conglomerates trying to advertise their products. Facebook statuses and Twitter updates can come from news agencies and can contain news and information that alert and educate. However, anyone can obtain a YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter account. But the power and dominance of user-generated content in new media is a testament to its success. User-generated content can be a lucrative business enterprise. Sites like Facebook and YouTube are creating new viewing patterns and social interactions, empowering users to be more creative and developing new business opportunities. Educational institutions are also recognizing the power of user-generated content. Professors at some colleges and universities are using podcasts to engage their students out of the classroom. Professors also create Facebook profiles and groups specifically for their courses, using them to communicate assignments and meeting times that otherwise would have come from more formal methods. But some in the educational community find Facebook and podcasts to be more of a nuisance than a teaching aid. 50 years ago, teachers had to combat in-class distractions like the comic book and the textbook. But now, as laptops in the classroom become more and more ubiquitous, students are more easily distracted and are tempted to use Facebook for extracurricular activities.
New media is not only an educational tool located within the classroom. New media can be used to educate people of all ages. and provide an outlet for national and local governments to use in order to inform citizens of necessary information. I have personally investigated the government's role in new media. I will share my insights on the matter over the next few minutes. Governments at both the national and local level are utilizing new media outlets such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter in order to reach a larger audience and get their message out. To begin, let's look at new media and its relationship at a national level. New media in American politics has noted that while only a few members of Congress were on the internet in 1993, all had personalized websites by 1998. They also wrote that White House speeches, press releases, political opinion poll results, and video of campaign commercials are just a few ways in which new media is providing education of the political agenda to the public. The new media differs from nightly news by enabling a more detailed analysis of politics and the role they play, a role that is often shifting. Most of us are familiar with the role that national politics plays in new media. Let's take a look closer to home. The City of College Station has in the past year incorporated new media into their public communication department. The City of College Station is not only catering their news to families within the city, but to over 120,000 college students located within the city limits. Thus, the incorporation of Facebook and Twitter are of the utmost importance. By having the ability to post videos online, this targets a completely different audience than that of the population that normally would follow city news. Currently, on the City of College Station's website, one has the option to link to podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and video archives. Having the ability to receive tweets about current news within the city also creates a closer relationship between the city and its residents. And being able to see new media implemented in our own hometown only verifies the important role that new media plays. The final area to discuss when exploring new media is infrastructure and values surrounding new media. Corene is going to spend some time informing us on this subject.
New media has forced traditional news gatherers such as journalists to rethink the way they assemble and report the news. According to Catherine Fulton, who published in the Columbia Journalism Review special of 1996, we have seen that new media technologies and trends in civil society force us to rethink journalism as a traditional top-down profession, a profession that used to control the megaphone. With the development of interactive new media, the consumers now have more power than the journalists. Every internet link that a web user clicks on alerts online journalists and newspapers to what kind of news the viewer is looking for. Online newspapers know that if they are not featuring the top stories of interest, then it will take mere seconds for the consumer to find another web-based news outlet with the information they are seeking. In this way, the viewer now has greater control over what is shown. While journalists, newspapers, and news media corporations may have originally balked at the idea of consumer control, many news stations and newspapers alike are using viewers to their advantage. For example, on the Fox News website, a link at the top titled You Report allows viewers to send in their own video clips. Another way that interactive new media is influencing our culture is the way that we shop. The inability to look at things before we buy them has been pushed further with the expansion of the internet. People today even buy clothes and shoes without first trying them on. Many feel that the lack of interaction with the product in terms of sight, smell, and touch makes it less enticing to buy products. A study entitled New Media Interactive Advertising versus Traditional Advertising concluded that in the interactive system, users spent less time viewing the advertisements and they were less likely to purchase target products. Because the viewers are able to control what they see and how they view it under certain conditions, interactivity interrupts the process of persuasion. Ultimately, new media gives the consumer greater control, and media outlets must continue to find ways to make themselves available to the new interactive customer.
New media plays many roles in our society today, from education to politics. New media is able to influence a mass audience in a very timely fashion. I hope we have helped answer the question, what is new about new media? Thank you so much in listening to Creative Communication. We hope you find all of our podcasts helpful in understanding the different areas of communication.